So this download is powerful, so bear with me because there is a lot to get through here. My intention for this is for this to land on your feed when you are ready to receive it. Okay, remember, all readings are timeless. Take what resonates, pack away the rest. I am speaking to a specific collective. Anyone else would have tapped off by now, alright? So stick around, don't scroll. And I hope this resonates with you. This is a very tapped in, tuned in collective of high vibrational beings, chosen ones, light warriors, way showers, however you resonate. You are an activator. Your frequency, energy and vibration is a force to be reckoned with. You've always been judged, mishandled, betrayed. There's been a lot of backstabbing, naysaying, mishandlement, in as much as it always felt like you got the shitty end of the stick, knowing that you are worthy and deserving of so much more. It is your birthright, and it is also your time. I've received a couple of movies regarding this too, and they're very, very interesting actually. And it is The Cabin in the Woods and also The Cube. It's quite an old one, this one, right? But it's actually a very, very important message for me to convey here to you. So with The Cabin in the Woods, they are watched, right, by a elite underground network of really fucking sinister beings, right? And ultimately what happens is that these deities, they get fed, right, through the sacrifice, which is really, really interesting, right? Because ultimately that's what they were attempting to do with you, beautiful soul, because you are high vibrational, rare, top tier god, goddess energy. You here to shake things up. You here to break the programming. You are Neo or Trinity in the Matrix. I'm hearing Sarah Connor in the Terminator movies. You are here to create turbulence, and you are a rule breaker. You always felt caged, and when you were at school, you tapped out. A lot of you would have had drama, especially in secondary school, where you felt like you were the rebellion one and that you were doing something wrong, but it was because you were going against the programming. Going back to The Cabin in the Woods, there is a huge deity, isn't there, at the end that you see, which is beneath it all, right? Where they have all these weird creatures in those warded glass cells that they then bring down dependent on what it is that they touch in the basement, because it all leads them to going down into the basement, and you can see through the mirrors, they're watched through cameras. This is very significant because it happens to a lot of high vibrational top tier energies, right? They want to sacrifice you, and in many lifetimes they would have achieved this, but not this day. It's like, not today, Satan, not any day. You have ascended out of the lower chakras, the lower vibration, the lower feeding the flesh, if you will, because you recognize we do not fight against flesh and blood. You also recognize, right, that it's all a fucking illusion based on thoughts, feelings, emotions, and you were starting to recognize the fact you're a master manifester. And I'm being shown certain things throughout my timeline, right, and there's been a lot of shadow work for a lot of you. You've been receiving and being guided by your spiritual team and your higher self to really go within and release and forgive. And remember, it's not for them, it's so it releases you from them and they can get their fucking karma, right? These weird, creepy, malevolent fucks. So then going into the movie The Cube, and if you haven't watched these movies and you've got a strong stomach, make sure your vibration and watch something like, I don't know, Super Mario Brothers afterwards, right? It's a great movie. I love that so much. Just to rebalance your energy afterwards, make sure you're grounding, right? But there is messages in here for you. And I get a sense that a lot of you are avid, like really loving those types of movies anyway. See, I always look at it as, because I channel for a lot of these movies and music, that it was part of my training, because I'm a very strong and I have high anointing and authority in all realms. So these creatures will come towards you, and this was the other message, thank you Spirit, and they will look at your energy signature and think, what does it say? Touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm, right? So the energy of these entities that they have brought out of the darkness and conjured into these realms, they are pissed, they're angry, and they need payment. And they aren't going to get you, because you are so highly regarded, protected, and you have a great powerful destiny here as we pave our ways into the age of Aquarius and longevity, abundance. Because remember, time is an illusion, it's bullshit, it's a trap. And you are beginning to understand this and see this and recognize this. I said before in a previous video, you are getting the gift of divine reversal. So a lot of you are really starting to see this and recognize you can change your appearance with the law of attraction. And it's looking good on you. And these past people, they angry, they pissed, they can't handle it. They're losing their minds, they're losing their hair is another thing that I get. And because you have returned all of your energy and you are now starting to take notice of recalling your power, cutting those cords, whenever you see any images of these fucks, just cut that cord again. Because you're untouchable, you're unbreakable, you're unstoppable, you are inevitable. So going into the Cube movie, right? They wake up and they're in this cube, and again, they're being watched throughout the whole time, and there are traps, and some of them are really fucking sinister, and others that had been caught previously, and they start to learn the codes of them, right? Being a code breaker and throwing shoes in and all this kind of thing. There are lasers. I'm also seeing where they're going to the Red Queen in Resident Evil, and those lasers go off, right? So there's a lot of this kind of stuff, these traps that you have just been avoiding. Why? Because of your intuition, because of your higher self, because God, because the Most High. You are highly favored, and you have war angels, guardian angels around you, and are using this to your advantage now. You ain't sitting on your hands no more. You're recognizing your power, and I just want to go fucking big up to you for doing that, because it is driving them insane. They are watching you, and this isn't your problem, right? The best thing you can do is to just laugh about it and continue going. Keep on going with this, because going back to the Cube movie, they realised that if they'd have just stayed where they were, right? Just stayed where they were, because they were in the right place, right? But they wanted to try and fight against the distortion. So there's a very big key message in here is, do not feed into the distortion, okay? Because then it will drain your energy. It is going to play out how it is meant to play out. It would be like trying to change the ending to a movie, right? It's already been written, so it has to play out. And those that are involved in these malevolent, wicked, cruel acts, I keep getting this very strong message that they will not make it to the end of 2025. And if they do, it's going to be torment, suffering. Any money that they do have is going to dry up very, very quickly, but it is abundance, love, longevity, prosperity, success for you. And a lot of you are already in your purpose, and I just want to say congratulations, keep going, right? I'm just going to see if anything else wants to come through from Spirit here. I'm feeling a lot of joy and happiness coming towards you. You've really been bossing that shadow work, so I feel relief coming towards you, and you're so deserving of this. Type me down something in the comment section. I love to read your messages, and I'm so super stoked for the love and support. It really does mean the world to me, so I'm going to send so much love, and I will speak to you soon. Bye for now.